So now we now talk about you are in the cybersecurity arena. Again, AI also now is heavily quote unquote implemented or being tagline or maybe in all industry I think, but in cybersecurity. So how do you find AI? Because we also know that threat actors also very equipped and very advanced, and they probably also utilizing AI to do all these things. So how do you find us, let's say, individuals or corporates, that we have become like the defensive area or preventive? How do you think AI will help all these things?
I like when you talk about being like very passive or defensive kind of mode, right? It's like we are waiting for the attack. So the way of us even in English translation is like when you want to solve the problem passive, so you have to become proactive. Right. So become proactive in the sense that I think there are many ways that maybe from security vendors' point of view or from the security practice, right? So simple way is to share what is happening. Maybe what is happening at the end of the world could perhaps coming to your areas, or what happened to the other industry could also coming to your areas. Right. So sharing expertise is one way of the things, and I think learning from where are the most vulnerabilities areas, right? So when hackers using AI, they also understand clearly. They don't waste time. For example, if their interest is on financial, right, and you have zero money in the bank, of course you don't have to build up your any security because you will not be targeted. Right. So there are few learning that we can learn from each other and proactively build the parameters to protect your area, especially on the priorities. Right. So on the critical information that you want to protect or critical asset that you want to protect. And always in the very early conversation, you talking about human is like one of the most vulnerabilities, right? So I believe that across the board, many of the organization, we have IT people which maybe having a better awareness of cybersecurity, but there are a whole bunch of the rest of organization, they not really understand about cybersecurity. So I think this education is essential for future business or even today business, right? That to prevent all this attacking from the AI itself.
But talking about AI, we are actually seeing now there are two kind of the perceptions. I think from the corporations, enterprises, probably implementing AI may help them, may improve a lot of things, be it on the faster the process, identifying a lot of things. So probably company or corporate or enterprise will see, okay, AI is one of the tools that can help them. But in a certain arena, as individuals, there's some worriness, like think, oh, maybe AI may replace humans. So maybe one day I may not be required anymore. Do you think that AI will replace human in the long run, or
personal opinion again, right? So AI definitely augmented, right? So faster. I think you mentioned you talk about that. But in certain area, I believe that recent news that I see, for example, I see AI actually qualifying document, right? Before it was like people reading through 100 or 1,000 papers before they understand that whether the submission of the maybe bank loan and all this is a fake document or is a real document. Actually, still finally it is require human to make a final decision, right? But AI helping augmented, maybe I would say the reduction of the human manpower could perhaps impact, but AI will not completely taking over human.
Yeah, I think we're talking about human against over here, right? Because I think we as individual is also playing a very crucial part on the technologies or even the insecurities. And we heard a lot of news or a lot of comment outside there that our skill gap is one of the challenges because technologies are moving so fast. I think we are in 30 years in IT industry, we can't probably even can't imagine that what we are seeing today that for the past, maybe the last 20, 30, maybe don't even think about this thing will happen, right? So capturing or learning is one of the challenges also. So how do you find, maybe as individuals, what kind of tips that you want to probably share that, okay, how can we catch up? How can we fill the gap on our individuals' skill gap, especially like if people want to go into the IT, cybersecurity, how they can equip themselves and all these things to make them par or qualified for their current situations?
So interesting topic, in fact, right? I remember when I was working in this current company in the past 6-7 years ago. I think about during the COVID times, right? So World Economic Forums actually have a topic of the top concern of a world crisis, and one of those topics is talking about shortage of cybersecurity personnel, right? And when you looking at the concern under cybersecurity professional, they are impacted the area of how actually organization was impacted from cybersecurity, right? Okay. And I think they are also a left behind kind of topic that we don't talk about. Giving education to those people that non-IT people, I think that's one. Awareness, awareness. Yeah. They carry the right password and username. Correct. Right. No matter how strong your cybersecurity professional is, but if these people continue to create problem, organization was also impacted. Right. Okay. So I think training people at least to aware of this, because when the hackers attacking this group of people, they are not like cracking the code, or breaking to the firewall. They just maybe simply ransom or putting some campaign that
on the email,
thinking that text. This is a boss email, please give me all this information. Right. It is another technologies that people are actually attacking the organization. But of course, back to your question, on the cybersecurity trend, I think it's an ongoing thing, right? It will never end it, because we are not talking about one single technologies. Yeah. So every now and then we are talking about different technologies. Right. But at the same time, when AI was introducing, right, it's actually helping these people who have interest on cybersecurity to fast learning. Right. Even on my current company, some of my product, you don't have to learn the command line anymore. Right? You can just use your language. Like, I want to protect this area, this and that. Then the machine itself able to deliver what you want in the human form of language. So that is also something that helping the people or technologies to actually closer to where we have a gap.
You're handling South Asia, so you see a lot of gap in all those countries about cybersecurity. You think anything you can highlight, or maybe maturities or any kind of gap that
the gap is also continue to be, from my view, especially when we discuss about non-IT people. That's definitely there's a lot of work to do. But for IT, I think majority of the enterprise company, right? So they really have a set of good people running the organization. But again, because of the shortage of the knowledge, these people also moving around. Right. So when they have become very good in, for example, telcos, then sooner or later, some of the enterprise company want to make these people. It's like a running over from here to there kind of things, right? So that where I see is still challenges for us.
There's some people trying to correlate securities like insurance, right?
Yeah.
So maybe that when the thing is not happening, you think that okay, what have been invested are wasted, but you don't invest, something happened to you, you go screwed, right?
Yeah.
But a lot of our company enterprises also now talking about the budget, right? Yes, they know that there's a requirement, there's a need to strengthen the environment, infrastructure, the security. But sometimes budgets can be very limited. Maybe do you have some tips on how to start? So let's say maybe we have a limited budget, a medium budget or large budget. What kind of things that they have to start from? At least have to start from somewhere, right? So any tips? I think how to start with a certain budget can be constrained. Right?
So I did some research on this. Right? So there's one of reading that I think is very, very valuable because they say how to prevent hackers today. Right? That's very simple question, right? Then the people that on that chat box was like, you need to understand the hackers. What is their interest? Right. So then the other guys bring some information and saying that, based on this very famous magazine surveys, right? So they're saying that the interest of the hackers, majority still with their own satisfaction, right? Because they want to prove that they can hack.
Right.
And of course, one of the top four is also their motivation, right? Financial motivation. Because if you're talking about ransomware from 2.0 to 3.0, right? 2.0 maybe attacking their personal data, right? Ransom maybe your grandfather's granddaughter photo. If you don't pay me, you don't ever see them again.
Yeah.
Things like that. But the ransomware 3.0 is more enhanced. They are more targeted. They're actually attacking more in critical infrastructures.
Okay.
Things like that, right? But if you really back to the question that if you really understand the interest of the hackers, then you know where to start, right? So, and typically they say that the way that hackers, the technology that hackers has actually introduced, like ransomware and very common area, maybe you need to keep learning. What is that technique? What is that, tactical attack to your infrastructure? And secondly, it's also a very interesting point that typically what hackers really want from us, right? Yeah. So there are a long list of the things that hacker want from us. Things like your credential, your username and password, your customer data, because this is more relevant. No longer, maybe there's still people hacking your wife photo. Yeah. But to you, it's okay. You just lost one photo of your wife. Maybe it's not impactful. Right. But so to answer your question, the organization needs to start.
Yeah.
Right. What hacker thinks and being very proactive and start to build your parameters to protect your critical infrastructure or targeted areas. Right. Because you cannot invest everything at the same time. It could be a roadmap for you to protect your important one first and then start to deploy to the rest of the network.
Yeah, so definitely budget is one of the crucial because it's talking about the money, right? But we can't really stop or not doing it just because we really have a limited budget, because when something strikes us, even worse, it could probably multi times of the budget that we are supposed to spend all these things. So do you think that talking to the right partners, talking to the right technology partners, or asking all these things will definitely help the corporate to plan their security journey in the long?
Yeah, I think there's no longer a direct business like buy and sell anymore, right? So when it comes to cybersecurity, it's more like consultant or business partner. So in the longer run, how do we actually together in the journey, actually helping them, like driving more business in a very secure manner. So I think that's where if one of my advice to IT leaders out there in the market is to really find a true business partner rather than buy and sell kind of vendors.
Yeah, besides AI, I think it's one of the buzzword in IT that now also being talking about cloud, right? And I think cloud adoption also has been moving very fast, especially after the COVID era also, because people think that okay, when they move everything to the cloud, it'll be easy to access. Nobody come to our data centers if here, more secure, everything, blah blah. But certain people tend to be forgotten that when they move to the cloud, it have to be protected also, similar to what they have it on the on premises, right? So how do you find the evolutions on cloud, and also how do you find the security on cloud? Who's responsible for the maybe customers on the application, on their database and everything? Who's responsible for that, where they put it in the cloud, with the cloud providers, or they're the one who?
I think it's been notified openly, right? Cloud vendors, any cloud vendor, they will say shared responsibilities.
Okay, shared responsibility.
So it's been both sides have to be responsible for it, right? But when you're looking at cloud, I think organization need to understand what is a requirement rather than the buzzword of people going cloud. I also want to go to cloud, right? So there are few areas that cloud actually helping us because maybe in terms of scalability, in terms of the technologies refresh, I think you don't have to worry, right? So whether technology is old, your server is need to be upgraded, anything will be pretty much handling by the cloud vendors or hyperscaler, or as and when you want to up your capabilities or reduce your capability, you can do it on your fingertips. I think that's where cloud really giving us a lot of flexibilities. At the same time, I think we need to also understand the charging models, right? Because it's per usage, right? Used to be you own your server. Maybe you have a volleys of those items that I mentioned earlier, but you don't have to worry about how much you actually utilizing your own server. Right. But back into cloud, many people also experience, right? Because without consideration, they being utilized a lot of things in the cloud, and then the billing when the billing come actually is much higher than what they paid on the on-premise, right? So these are the things. But the concern, in fact, when things moving to the cloud, like any other things, right? We talk about working from home earlier, right? Maybe it's a different in the sense that working from home definitely open attack surfaces. Moving your data out of your premises also open attack surfaces. But maybe working from home have less parameters to protect. Cloud maybe have a set of parameters to protect, but often people talking about misconfiguration because we also in the terms of shared responsibilities, maybe cloud they know the environment very well, but we are not, right? So how do we actually do the right configuration? Let's say you thought that it was protected, but in fact your data is openly sharing to everybody, right? That could be one way of the concern that people are looking at. And also remember that under cloud is also shared resources, right? So how cloud vendor actually protecting your resources? Let's say one server sharing to 2 customers, right? So how do you actually have a mechanism to protect that? I think that one of the concern that we need to think about it. Right? Maybe if you are big enough, you want to say that, I want to have dedicated server, right? But talk again back to the cost. Right? How do we actually? It's almost like you're buying that server yourself. So it's chicken and egg kind of things that situation. Unless you are suitable, you scale enough, then you don't have to worry about it. And the other last thing that people are talking about is also data privacy. Because you don't know where the server was located, right? Whether it's been hijacked or being duplicated, your important information to elsewhere. So I think these are the concerns that I think.
You talk about on the early side that you're talking about the certifications, regulators for all these things, ISO, NIST, all these things. So I think they want also can show right? Whether the providers or the company itself, they're being really implemented with all these certification that known in the market.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, we talk a lot about technology, from cybersecurity, AI, cloud, a lot of things. I think this is a lot of inside information. Probably before we close it up, actually, I want to have some question to you. You have achieved what you achieved until today, right? What do you have in mind? Okay, or how you will see maybe many years from now? What is your another milestone? When you talk about business, there's always an S curve, right? What is your next S curve? How you will see yourself from now to many years down to the road? Because you have achieved, probably a lot of people are dreaming to do it. When it comes to the individuals, contributors in the country, you move to the probably small region first in Thailand and Indochina, and then you move up to the even last time South Asia and Hong Kong also. But now South Asia also, we have about 10 countries, if I'm not wrong, in South Asia. So you are here now. So what next?
So to be very frank, my journey is still not finished yet.
Oh, okay.
So there's a lot of things, right? Like what I mentioned earlier, that typically Southeast Asia are the consolidation of different stages of the business. So I think one of my satisfaction currently is also seeing country like Vietnam actually growing up, and also seeing potential country like Indonesia also start to ramping up. Used to be like among ourselves, country like Singapore are pretty much more advanced, but Indonesia become a next potential.
Okay.
Right. So in terms of scale of business, in terms of the market potential and all this, right? And I think that the rest of the countries, developing countries around, even from my own country, Thailand, there are a lot of opportunities that we can develop as well, right? It's still in my current plan that, building all the country up to the next level.
Right.
So I think this will be my masterpiece, right? From building everything from scratch, and then not really scratch, but I think from a very starting point to the upper level. So I think that's where the satisfaction at my age, I think we definitely looking at how to stabilizing and building a sustainable for this business. I think that would be very, very point that I think it will be something that I want to reach out.
Okay. So never stop. Okay. Never stop in your satisfaction also.
Yeah.
Success is your journey.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Now, really one last thing. Talking about currently you are at the one of the top cybersecurity company in the world, right? I think it's quite well known. Fortinet, right? So, from your point of view, how Fortinet can help or can support to convey or to get people or company to practice the secure and together with maybe convenience working place, or how to secure we as an individual. How can you see that Fortinet can play a part in going to the safe world of working or activity, all these things?
Yeah. Thanks for the question. In fact, if you're looking at the foundation of Fortinet, right? So the word itself, 40, is like 45.
Right.
So we built this company to actually protecting. The main purpose is to really help to protect any cybersecurity related, right? And there are many cybersecurity out there, right? Vendors whereby they are maybe very focused on certain area, be it endpoint, or maybe they focus just firewall. Maybe some people are focusing on the cloud itself, or maybe from SASE technologies, right?
Yeah.
But if we go back to the discussion earlier that we discussed about many of the organization issues and challenges. We talk about framework, right? So the ability to actually driving their own visibilities, detect and respond, and also taking some action.
Right.
So if you combine those technology in the market together, it's become very, very complex.
Okay.
Right. So market requirement looking at how do we actually consolidate or simplify those technology into one.
Okay.
Right. It may not necessarily 100% everybody consolidate into one, but it could be grouping, right? The technologies that driving. So that's where Fortinet vision is.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that our technologies is able to simplify at the same time secure environment.
Okay.
Right. So that's what the direction, and that's what Fortinet is building technologies upon.
Okay.
And throughout the years that I'm working in Fortinet, I do realize that Fortinet is not just driving the technologies, but we also enabling many people, right? So back into the discussion of World Economic Forum, Fortinet really commit a few million people now. I think first batch was 1 million.
Wow.
And we already finished that 1 million commitment of training people.
Okay.
So now we train another 1
Going
million.
back to the societies.
Yes. So we make sure that all the problem or critical problem that the world has been addressing with us.
Okay.
And Fortinet is also leading like a threat intelligence sharing. So, so we do share our threat intelligence to many even vendors and also organization, right? So like Interpol and all the cybersecurity organization around the world. So I think that's to prove that Fortinet is really, not just producing the technologies, but we want to make sure that all the people are able to secure.
Okay, cool. I think, we have a lot of information from you.
Yeah.
I think I never thought that we have so long discussion right now. But there's still many things that we can learn and hear from you. Maybe hopefully next time we have a chance, we can go for another chapter of the discussion.
Sure.
But now maybe before we do a closings, probably you can give a few words. Probably first is you as leaders. What kind of probably short statement or any motivations things that you can give to the audience about you as a leaders, and then maybe secondly, you as the one of the professionals in the cybersecurity. What kind of the probably message that you want to bring to the society?
Yeah. So I think as a leaders, one of very key word is the terms of leader itself is it never be one person, right? So it's a group of people. So good leaders have to lead the people at the right way.
Right.
And we're talking about invisible leaders. I think to drive a sustainable organization, I think that's where I always, put into my practice. And in order for many people to follow you, I think you also need to keep learning. Right, to show the good example to the people. I think that's my so-called a bit of two cents on what can we be a good leaders.
Okay. So as a Fortinet, as a company, is anything you want to give some tips to the?
Yeah, Fortinet especially, I felt it was my 15 years here.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, so it was a long journey that I think I was very, very committed, right? So to the organization. And as I mentioned earlier, it's not about making numbers, even though we are at the sales organization. But if the organization, like any other security vendors, truly understand the business concern right, of the people and putting yourself as a true partnership with your customer and client. And this is what I learned as well throughout my past 10 over years, that how the business has been growing because we are building trust from the customer. Right? Sometimes we have problem, but we never walk away from the problem.
True.
Right? So with the right team that we built, with the right mindset, I think as cybersecurity leaders, I think we'll be able to continue to grow.
Okay. Okay, Pete. Thank you for your times. This is a very busy time for you. I'm really feel good that having you here. You can spend some time over here, and the main thing is to sharing some point here to all those audience that probably now in the leadership levels, or maybe now they're going to the cybersecurity arena. So hopefully this can become the tips that you mentioned about giving back to the society, or what we learn over here, because never stop learning. When we give a lot of learn, we have experience to the people, as you mentioned about, it's like a full, half full, not half empty.
Yes.
Half full. So when it's full, we have to give away. Then become half full, you pouring again to upgrade yourself.
Exactly.
So thank you, Pete. And hope all the best for you, all the great success ahead for you to run this position as regional directors in Fortinet.
Right. Thank you.
Ya, itulah hasil bincang-bincang saya dengan Mr. Pirapong, atau biasa dipanggil Pete, sebagai Regional Directors dari Fortinet. Banyak sekali tips-tips yang dia berikan sebagai leaders dan juga sebagai profesional di dunia IT, terutama di cybersecurity. Dan semoga tips-tips yang diberikan oleh Pete dapat memberikan tambahan referensi, tambahan ilmu ya bagi kita yang saat ini ada di posisi leader maupun yang kita ingin masuk ke dunia cybersecurity. Bersama-sama kita belajar dan sharing mengenai apa itu leadership dan juga apa itu kepemimpinan dan bagaimana kita bisa kerja secara profesional di satu perusahaan besar. Terima kasih atas perhatiannya.
Bye.